All right, let's get started. Today's lesson, you guys know this guy. This is a guy named Fred from Scooby-Doo. You can get these model sheets, download them from the interwebs, and do like I did. I just kind of traced it off or copied it off the model sheet. And what we're going to do today is turn this head so that he's looking in this direction. And we're going to do the in-betweens to do that. And we're going to do the first one is number 1. Then we're going to do a number 3, a number 5, and the last one will be 7. So we have this as our reference. And here's the first drawing I did. We'll call that number 1. And here's the next drawing I did. We'll call that number 7. Let's get a clean sheet of paper, put that on top, and then let's turn on the light so we can see. I got the light board fixed this time, so it'll stay on the whole time. Pick up the papers like I showed you before in the other lessons. So there's our first drawing. Here's our second. Notice I have that second drawing in between the second finger and the third finger. And I've got the top drawing that I'm going to draw on between my index finger and my thumb. So I can flip them like this. See? Our timing chart for this is going to look like the other lesson we did. Whereas this is number 7. And that's drawing 1 up there. And we'll do thirds, 3, and 5. And remember what I said from the other lesson. 3 is going to be more like number 1 than number 7. 5 is going to be more like number 7 than number 3. We'll start doing number 3 first, and then we'll go to number 5. So my first step usually is to rough in what the drawing, where the drawing is going to be. Maybe you can't see, but I did rough in his head shape there on number 1. So as you can see, his head does move as it goes from one side to the other. So let's start this. Keeping the roundness of the cheeks. His ear is going to go over this side. And maybe we'll see a little bit of the other ear. So let's get our dividing line like we've always done before. And this is the line for the eyes, and the nose, and the mouth. So, it's the top of the eyes there. And we'll start by putting in the shape of the eye, and the shape of the other eye. Can you see that? And then the nose. And then the mouth. There's eyeball. see his face is taking shape there. And his hair, another big shape. Eyebrow. So, look at the shape of this hair in that drawing. And as he turns, that recedes a little bit. And see how much is covering his ear there? It'll cover more of his ear as he turns this way. And then that clump comes down. So if this is where that one is, that clump should be somewhere around here. And then the next clump goes up. If that first one was here, this clump should come right about here with a line there. And this goes here. Now the back of his hair, this comes down a little bit, probably here. So it forms just a big clump there. The back of his head will come a little bit behind that. And then it goes a little bit under his ear, like that. So we should be able to see the other side of that hair as he turns his head. Goes, oh, looks like we left it out there. There should be a clump of hair here. And a clump of hair here. So we should see more of that clump as he turns towards us, and a tiny bit of his ear, and like that. So there's a rough turn. Now we can check this by turning off the light and putting our in-between drawing in between the extremes. And we can roll the drawings like that and that. Now sometimes what you can do is you can put a slightly darker blue pencil just so you know which lines you want and which ones you don't. Kind of like that. You can check things like, is that chin really right? Maybe it needs to come down more like this, then across, and go up like that. And his neck would be like this. Is that mouth in the right place? Well, it seems to be. So that would be 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Now we want to, in between the next